Hi guys, are we on? I'm really hoping so. Alrighty, so chapter 4, um, communicating for success. Obviously, that's what it says up there. Okay, most of us know our golden rules. Um, there's a few discussion questions here, so just kind of think to yourself, I guess, or if you guys want to get on a group chat or something. Um, uh, but so it's about your last visit to the salon. What was your first impression of your stylist? If you don't have a regular stylist, how would you rate his or her best verbal and nonverbal communication? Did you ask any questions, and how did they reply? Were there any questions you wanted to ask but you didn't, and why didn't you? I mean, there's a lot of different things for discussion here. Um, what would change now that you know a little about um, communicating with clients? And would you have avoided any certain subjects? And do you think that you communicated exactly what you wanted? Okay. One of the other things we're supposed to do in this class is role play, so that we can't really do that. But communicating is very, very, very important. Just your life will be so much easier if you learn to communicate well. So in order to have a thriving clientele, you want to definitely master this communication. It is an art. Some of us are really good at it, and some of us are not so good at it. And it does take work, and I've told you guys before, I've gotten rather lazy about it. So, because I've had the same clients for so many years. Anyway, it can accelerate your professional growth. It can make your book grow faster just if you have those good communication skills. Also, just dealing with other stylists in the salon. It will create a better work environment. Okay, so I'm just going to read this off. The ability to understand people is the key to operating effectively in many industries. It's especially important in cosmetology. The ability to understand people is the key to operating effectively in the cosmetology profession. Respond instead of reacting. Give yourself a little time to think through a situation and respond to it before you just react. Okay? Take your temperature. Take a look at your own temperament before interacting with clients. Make sure to be positive so clients will have a positive experience. You maybe just got off the phone dealing with, a website company that you're incredibly frustrated with. That is not your client's fault. So make sure that you kind of take your temperature of where you're at before you go out there and bite their head off, and it has nothing to do with them. Okay. Believe in yourself, trust your judgment, uphold your values, and stick to what you believe is right. You don't want to argue with clients, but you can agree to disagree. That's fine. We do a lot of that. We all have different backgrounds, and some things just, we agree to disagree. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we should not talk about with our clients so that you don't get in that situation. But we will get to that. Okay. You want to talk less and listen more. Okay. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. And be attentive. Okay. So pay attention. Don't be, as they're talking, you may be listening, but you're, cleaning something off or getting something out. You need to stop, and so that they know that they are being paid attention to. So that is being attentive. Okay, golden rules of communication. You want to project a professional demeanor at all times. Smile. Be aware of your body language. Always remember that listening is the best relationship builder. Speak clearly and loudly enough for people to hear. Don't mumble. Use proper English. We were at the store, not we was at the store. Okay, that's one of them that drives me absolutely bananas. I'm sure we all have our things. But proper English. Um, so the importance of effective communication. Okay, first off, a definition. Effective communication is the act of successfully sharing information between two people or groups of people so that the information is understood. All right, that is the definition. Clear communication increases your chances of making your client happy. Okay, there's a lot of different ways to communicate with your words, obviously, voice inflections. Okay, one of the things that I have in my pivot point book is for you to say a sentence with everybody emphasizing a different word. I can't believe he stole the money. 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 Okay? See how different each sentence sounds? I know I'm talking kind of fast, but I don't have a lot of room here to get things on. So make sure where your inflections are, because sometimes that's what's misunderstood. Your facial expressions, body language, and visual tools like a portfolio of your work, or if you're using the books or Pinterest or whatever you're using. Okay, so meeting and greeting new clients. Okay, make sure that you smile. You're polite. You're friendly. You remember, I don't remember what chapter it was. The biggest thing, and maybe it's this chapter, I don't know, the client needs to feel safe. Okay, they need to feel safe and secure, to trust you. Okay, so you should always be consistent, always have a positive attitude. Introduce people, your clients, to people that they might have something to do with in the salon. Like, introduce them to if you got a new front desk person. If your manager isn't always there when you're there, introduce them to the manager. Introduce them to the stylist in the station next to you. Especially, if you're going on vacation, and we do this at the school all the time. We let you choose with your regular clients who you want to pass them off to, who you think they would be a good match for them. We do this all the time. So, you do need to introduce them to other stylists in the salon. Okay? And set aside a few minutes to take new clients on a quick tour of the salon. So if it's somebody new, you want to let them know where things are. Where's the bathrooms? This is where the wax room is. This is where, the shampoo bowls are. This is where our retail area is. I mean, a lot of salons are really, really open right now, so it's pretty easy to see those things. But, if it's all about them feeling comfortable and feeling safe. Okay, your intake form has their contact information, what products they use, hair, skin, nail care needs, preferences, their lifestyle, any medications taken, both topical, which is ones you rub on, and oral, which you swallow, any known medical issues, skin or scalp disorders, allergies or sensitivities. Okay, and that is your intake form. A lot of us in the smaller salons, or like me as a renter, my intake form is my service card. Everything's on the same card. You may have separate ones, especially if you are in more of an online salon. So, but that is your intake form where all of that information is. Your service record card is exactly that. It's what services your client has had. When they had them, how it turned out, what the formulation was, what products were used. If there's anything that you need to do differently next time, write it on there, but generally, you guys have seen us do this at the school. We'll look back and see what color did we use last time? Okay, is that good color? Do we want something the same? Do we want something different? Okay, so that's your service record card. Okay, consultation. Consultation. Very important. Okay, it is the communication that determines what the client wants and how to achieve those results. Okay, so you need to make sure you're prepared. Have your computer there or whatever, or your styling books. whatever you need, a swatch book or a swatch ring for hair color. We have, that chart with the perm rods and what the curl looks like. Have those things available. Make sure your consultation area is clean and it's not cluttered and it has a mirror. Because sometimes they're going to look at a color and think, oh, that's pretty. And then you put them facing the mirror and you put that swatch up on their forehead, pull their hair back, and they put it on their forehead and they're like, ooh, no, I don't, that's not a pretty color. Okay, so make sure that you have a mirror in your consultation area. You cannot do a full consultation in the lobby. Okay. There's a 10-step consultation method. So I'm guessing there's going to be some of these steps on the test. We'll see. You know what? I think it might be a good one for matching. All right, so, excuse me, guys, sorry. Review the intake form is number 1. Step number 2, perform a needs assessment. Find out what it is that they're needing. Number 3, step 3, determine and rate the client's preferences. Step 4, analyze the client's hair. Will their hair even do that? Okay. Number 5, review the client's lifestyle. If they're going to be like me and jump in that pool every morning, they don't probably want hair that it's going to take them an hour and a half to do every day. Number 6, show and tell. Okay, this is where the client tells you what they want, and then you repeat back, or you in your own words, or you grab, this is where I usually grab pictures and say, okay, is this what you're talking about? Or this is what I heard you say. Remember the over the ear thing. Is it above or is it covering? Because over the ear can mean either thing. Okay, that is step 6. Step 7, make recommendations as part of the needs assessment. You're going to base your recommendations on the lifestyle, the hair type, the face shape, things like that. Okay, so number 8, make color recommendations. Number 9, discuss upkeep and maintenance. Okay, if they are naturally, a level 4 and they are choosing to be, a level 9 blonde, let them know that they're going to have to come and see you every 3 weeks. Okay, and if they want their hair to stay healthy, you need to use some kind of a bond builder or something to protect that hair when you are doing that retouch every 3 weeks. So just number 9, discuss the upkeep and maintenance. Let them know how much it's going to take to keep this up. A lot of you really like those the fun colors. Okay, they fade fast, and the thing is they'll stay really good if you wash your hair in cool water or cold. And, don't wash it as often. That helps too. Okay, so that's part of discuss upkeep and maintenance. The last one, 10 steps. Review the consultation and proceed with the service. Okay, concluding the service. This is still all under consultation. This is, you write it all down. Really, write it all down. You're also going to want to note any retail products that the client purchased, because that way you can ask next time how that worked for them, and let them know. If it's good, great. You want to get another one this time, or do you maybe we need to change it up to something else? It just depends. Be sure to date your notes and file them in the proper place. Okay. Barriers to communication. All right, so maybe you're doing everything in your power to communicate effectively. Sometimes you're going to run into situations that are beyond your control. Your reactions to situations and your ability to communicate effectively in the face of challenges are critical to being successful as a cosmetologist. Okay, tardy clients. Oh my gosh, you guys all know about late clients. Because we do work on timing, on appointments that are at a certain time. A client's overly late for an appointment, or one that's habitually late, causes a lot of problems. One client can set you back for basically the whole day. Okay? if your salon has an appointment policy, here at the school, if we are busy, we usually still give them 15 minutes because at some point we can kind of catch up. But if you're not busy, obviously, we can take them. We just need to move it on the book. Make sure that if you have a late policy, make sure the client is aware of that policy. Just don't say, sorry. Okay? And if you still can take them, take them. But you need to be pretty diplomatic about it. Okay? As you get to know your clients, you're going to figure out who's habitually late. I always made them for my last appointment of the day. Or I would tell them their appointment, even though I wrote them down at noon, I would tell them that their appointment was at 11:45. So they'd be there then. They wouldn't be so late. If you're running late, make sure that either you or the receptionist calls your later clients so that they don't have to wait. They give them the option to reschedule or, just let them know that you're running late. I'm not sure. My clients are all really good about it, so I very seldom get running late. But, have those clients, call the clients. We've done this at the school. So-and-so is running late. Is it okay if someone else does your hair today? We've done it when you guys have been sick. Somebody's out sick today. You had an appointment with her. We do have another student available to do you. That kind of thing. Okay, so and sometimes, okay, so that's tardiness. But sometimes scheduling just gets mixed up. It gets written on the wrong day or at the wrong time or something like that. Mistakes happen. It's really all about how you treat the client in a scheduling mix-up that's going to decide whether you keep that client or lose that client. Okay, always be polite. Don't argue about who's correct. It got mixed up. Check your appointment calendar. Explain what has happened. I just did it not that long ago when everything was going crazy and I had my appointment book turned to a Monday and I texted someone. I said, how about next Monday? And I wrote it down and I had her the Monday after. So that was my fault. And she showed up and I did her anyway. It was fine. But that happens. I was able to do it. But you want to try to reschedule them, if you just don't have space. Don't get crazy about it, okay? You want to move that conversation into resolution rather than arguing about it. Just make another appointment for the client. Be sure the salon has his or her phone number so that the appointment can be confirmed. Sometimes you're going to have to do this with some of your clients. You get busy people. People are busy. I had a pharmacist that I used to do that I had to call him the week before so that he could make sure that he had that down in his little PDA or whatever. So, it might be, you might give them a discount. You might, especially if it was, where in my case, it was my fault. I wrote her down on the wrong day. So, give her a little discount. Apologize profusely. Just get it taken care of. Okay? Unhappy clients. Sometimes we just have unhappy clients. Sometimes no matter what you do, they're not going to be satisfied. But our job is, the ultimate goal is to make the client happy. So here's some guidelines. Try to find out exactly why their client is unhappy. Ask for specifics. Because you will, and I know you guys have probably seen this already, some on your Facebook feeds, where people will come in and get a service and then they'll just bellyache and bellyache and bellyache and want their money back. And there's really nothing wrong with the service. They just don't want to pay for it. Okay? But sometimes they really are unhappy, and you need to find out why they're unhappy. Make sure that you find out specifically why they're unhappy. If you can change it right then. Okay? If it's not possible to do it right then, as soon as possible. You might have to stay late to do it. You may have to rearrange your appointment book a little bit to do it. But make sure you don't want somebody running around not happy. Okay? If it can't be fixed, tactfully explain why. Be honest. I cannot fix this until we've reconditioned your hair a few times, or it needs to grow a little bit. I'm sorry, I cut that above your ear. I thought you meant over your ear was above your ear. Okay? Sometimes it just has to grow out. Okay? The client might still not be happy after that, but at least they're going to appreciate that you were honest about it. Okay? Try to offer other options that minimize their disappointment, but really don't argue with the client or try to force your opinion on them. Okay? Managing differences. As a stylist, you have clients of a lot of different age groups. Your book says age groups and generations. That's kind of the same thing. So you're going to have from all walks of life, okay? But use your basic rules of professionalism. And this, I'm kind of laughing at this stuff, to be honest, guys. With older clients, hello. This is what it says with older clients. Don't chew gum. Don't use slang. Don't use yeah instead of yes. Say please and thank you. Keep the topics of conversation professional. Okay, some may like to be addressed by Mrs. Smith rather than their first name. When you meet an older client for the first time, ask how he or she would like to be addressed. Do they want to be called by their first name, or do they want to be called Mrs. So-and-so? Okay. Some clients are sensitive to verbiage about aging. Okay, so maybe you're not going to want to talk, if you're doing a facial, don't say so much about aging skin, because somebody might be real sensitive to that. Just talk about the dryness and how you can fix the dryness. Don't say you're dry because you're old. Okay, just have to kind of watch that. All right, so that says your book says that's with older clients. I'm sorry, guys, but that should be with every client, no matter how old they are. Okay? Maybe not so much the Mrs. Smith or whatever, but all the rest of it, don't chew gum, don't use slang, say please and thank you. That should go for all your clients, not just your older clients. But then the book goes on to say, with peer groups, relate to their image needs, but don't act too much like a peer. It just said it's your peer group. Okay? Maintain a professional demeanor. These are the ones that it really is hard to... These are your friends. These are your friends from high school that are coming to you. Okay? These are the friends that you've made just in the years just past high school. These are your peers. These are your friends. So it's very hard. It is going to be a little bit different. Okay? Avoid using slang unless the word is trend or fashion related and your client uses it. Never use cultural slang words or regionalisms you do not fully understand. Sometimes we think we understand them and we don't. Sorry, guys. So yeah. When in doubt, say I've never heard that expression before. What exactly do you mean? Okay. You want to have relationships with your clients. You want to be tactful. You want to be sensitive and professional and treat them with respect. But your book will tell you, do not attempt to fill the role of counselor, career guide, parental sounding board, or motivational coach. Attempt to keep topics neutral and about beauty needs. If you are in a small town salon, you're going to end up being kind of a counselor. People just use you as a sounding board. Maybe sometimes just to get another opinion, and that's okay. But you don't want them to be calling you at home asking your advice. Okay? In salon communication, last thing. Follow these basic principles. Treat all with respect. Remain objective. Okay? Avoid spats and clicks. This is communicating with your coworkers. Okay? Be honest and sensitive. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Avoid being hurtful or negative. Remain neutral. Don't pick sides. Avoid gossip. It only makes everything worse. Seek help from someone that you respect. If you're at odds with a coworker, okay, seek out a third party. Don't take things so personally. This is where you want to, you know, take somebody aside to the side in a quiet place where it's not going to embarrass either one of you and ask, hey, is there a problem here? I'm feeling like you're kind of attacking me a little bit. Okay, I feel like you're picking on me, whatever. You need to, they may not even realize that they are behaving like that or making you feel like that. So, and keep your private life private. Okay, the salon is not the place to discuss personal life and relationships. Once you've been in a salon for a long, long time, it's still going to happen. Some in the back room, but try to kind of keep it out of there if at all possible. So communicating during an employee evaluation. This is in salon. Look at the evaluation document. Okay, we run you guys through this every 8 weeks so that you kind of have an idea of how things go. Remember that anything on there that they're going to criticize about you is to help you be a better stylist and to ensure that you're successful and that the salon as a whole is successful. As the time draws near to the evaluation, perform a self-evaluation. Okay? Even if the shop hasn't asked you to, be objective, think about things that you could work on. Before your meeting, write down any thoughts or questions so you can share them with your manager. You can ask the questions, whatever. A lot of times, I tell you, don't wait till your evaluation to ask these questions because somebody might already be very frustrated with you and it's something that you didn't even know. So just communicate your stuff. When you meet with your manager, show them your self-evaluation. Not so much. I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the situation you're in. If you're being honest with yourself, you shouldn't have any surprises in your evaluation. Thank your manager for the time, feedback, and guidance at the end of the meeting, okay? Because it does take some time to put those things together. And a lot of times in a salon, they are having to keep track of percentages, how many perms you've done, how many colors you've done, how much percentage of retail you've sold, it's just how the percentage of your time that is taken up, how much downtime you have. They put a lot of work into your salon evaluation. So please thank them and, just take what they say, just trying to make you better, okay? And that is the end of chapter 4.